Hello, here I am again at the Academy of Natural Living, still here, 89 days, 100% raw, and I've been mostly vegan. So about 35 days ago, for about 4 days, I had a little bit of raw cow's dairy, highest quality that I could obtain, and I experimented with that. But other than that, 50 odd days prior to that, I was 100% raw vegan. Then I had some little bit of cow dairy and see how that went. And I'm going to do a video a bit more about that actually. And since then, 35 days, 100% raw vegan again. But I'm just going to call myself raw at this stage. So 89 days, 100% raw and mostly vegan, predominantly vegan. So you don't need to be eating animal products every day and so frequently. Everyone's on a different stage of the journey, so I think it's important that they listen to their bodies and pay attention to where they are. But as I said, that's another video entirely. A question someone asked me actually was, the fact that every evening we seem to be having the same basic vegetable ingredients in our salads, which was tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce usually, and avocado. And they said, well, isn't it better or healthier to get a more diverse range of vegetable plants in for the nutrients? And what I said was, or I'd like to share with you what I said, basically that, well, first of all, we do vary the diet, so we're not always eating those things, but they are staples. Tomatoes, cucumbers, celery if it was in season, which isn't at the moment, lettuce, and avocado. So tomato, cucumbers, lettuce, avocado are basically the staples that we have here pretty much every evening. Not always avocado, sometimes we don't have any ripe ones. Sometimes we don't have lettuce, sometimes we'll have bok choy or pak choy. I'm currently growing kale. Celery is not in season, but if that was around, we'll be having that. So there is a little bit of diversity there. We also have sweet leaf and aibika. So sweet leaf and aibika. Aibika is what's known as Papua New Guinea spinach and New Guinea spinach. And we might blend that up sometimes with a little bit of seed and tomato and make a bit of a green mix. Pour that over the rest of the salad. So there is diversity there, and a lot of those things are grown. But there's something I'd like to say with staple foods, especially something like lettuce, dark lettuce, your coloured lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, celery, avocados. These foods are very, very nutritionally dense foods. I mean, on all the charts, all the nutritional charts that I've ever looked at, those foods consistently rate highly. Tomato, cucumber and lettuce, celery, avocado consistently rate highly for their mineral content and their nutritional value. So I think they're pretty important foods to include as staples in your diet. And you can prepare them in many different ways and have them in many different combinations. Throw in nuts and seeds, soak them first. It all comes down to the soil quality. If they're grown in good conditions, then those 4 foods alone are going to give you heaps and more than enough, provided you add your fruits in there as well, to live on. But as I said before, we do have different foods here that we'll swap around. I'm growing some kale. I have some herbs that I'm growing, which I'm going to show you in a second, just to add in for something different in the salad. And because I like them for their nutritional value, you can have sea vegetables if it takes your fancy in your salad. So there's a lot of ways of getting in a broad spectrum of nutrients. But if the food that you're eating, and it's a staple and you're having it all the time and it's grown in excellent quality soil, the ground has been prepared right, then it's going to be meeting your nutritional needs quite well. I will say, however, make sure that you choose your foods instinctively and even intuitively. So if your body is asking you because of the food's normal relationship to your senses, that means it's in its raw natural state, it looks, smells and tastes good, then include that food in your diet. And if it fails that test, take it out. And if you feel maybe intuitively that you should be including or excluding a food in your diet, then listen to that. Be aware that sometimes our intuitions are just distortions of belief systems. So I think until you've really naturalized your body and you've gotten used to what your body is asking for, always go with your instinct senses first. They're usually much more developed, especially once you naturalize your palate. So you take out all the condiments and all the stimulating foods and you start to get a feel for what living natural foods are like again. So let me show you now some herbs I'm growing because I love them and I think they have great nutritional qualities. So here we have some herbs that I'm growing because I like these ones in particular. They have great nutritional properties. So one by one, here we have rocket. These guys I've just planted the other day. So that's rocket there, arugula. Here we have herb robert, or Geranium robertianum. I love this one because not only does it contain it contains the element germanium, which is a very powerful mineral for optimal nutrition in the body and various other things. So it contains germanium. That's why I grow herb robert. It's an edible geranium and it's very easy to eat. And here we have watercress. Watercress, one of my favourites, also contains the mineral germanium and has iodine content second only to sea vegetables. Has an ORAC rating of 2200, so it's awesome. Now I've done videos already on my channel earlier on watercress, on the herb robert there, and on the rocket, the arugula, so you can look at those videos because you'll get a lot more information. Now this one here, basil, this is actually, I think it's called dark opal basil. Now basil, it's amazing food. It's basically a flavour enhancer for salads, but I mean it's got everything. It's such a vitamin and mineral hit, and it's got all the essential amino acids. And it's quite rich in them actually. Now it's quite potent. It's flavour, so obviously you can't eat too much, but you're going to get a massive dose of minerals and vitamins. It's very, very high in your carotenoids, polyphenols, so other antioxidants. It's a great source of zinc. It's very high in vitamin A. So, your K, your C, your E, all of them. So you name it, it's in there. It's not so high in selenium though, but you have other things for that. But this is just an amazing all-round nutritional powerhouse. And it tastes great. Put it in your salads. So these are just some of the ones that I'm choosing to grow. I'm also growing some black Tuscan kale elsewhere. But, throw these in with your stable foods and be healthy. So there you go. I hope that was helpful. Just a quick one. Staple foods, they're important. Make sure you source them from reputed producers that grow them in very high quality soils and with great ethics for the environment, or simply just grow them yourself. Learn how to prepare the soil, and I'll be doing videos on that as well, so you can get the maximum nutrition into your vegetables and then into your body. Remember, solar energy from the sun directly to you. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.